Hello friends, in today's video we'll be talking about the rivers of Balochistan. This topic is from the third chapter of your textbook Environment of Pakistan by Humanas Sethi. We have already covered the topic Indus River and I'll be attaching a link to that in the description box below. As for today we'll be talking on the rivers of Balochistan. Now here is a list of all the important rivers that you got to learn to locate on the map of Pakistan. Their names are Hab, Parali, Nihing, Hingol, Dasht, Kech and Zob. I'll be teaching you how to remember to locate these rivers on the map of Pakistan. So here you can have a look at all the important rivers of the Balochistan province. This is the Balochistan province, and the rivers that we already talked about. You can see they've been marked here. It's the Hub, then Purali, Hingol. This is Nihing. This is Dasht. This is Kech. But on learning location of these rivers on a complicated map of this sort, where so many other things have been marked, is a little difficult. So I'll be teaching you in a much simpler manner, just the outline map of Pakistan and how to learn the location of these rivers. Now let's come on to the most interesting and the most important part, which is marking the Balochistan rivers on the map of Pakistan. So this is a very rough outline map of Pakistan. You can also draw certain many outline maps like this and keep practicing the location of these rivers. Uh, and you see this line. This is the River Indus, our beloved River Indus. It has eastern tributaries and western tributaries as well, and we have learned the location of all these tributaries. Now, the rivers that were left were the Balochistan rivers. Let's cover them up quickly. So, the first river that you get, okay, supposing if you get a line like that, which is, both in the province of Sindh as well as in the province of Balochistan, surely that has to be the Hub River. Okay, then if you get another line or a river drawn which is just very near to the Hub River, then that has to be Purali. If you get a river marked which is a little bit farther off from this area from Hub, then it has to be Hingol, not Purali. Okay, so you have to make a difference between the two. And another trick is, if the river is closer to this depression, there's a little depression here, so if the river is closer to this depression, it has to be Hingol, not Purali. Got it? Then move towards the west. You see this corner here. If a river is asked, drawn here, which is on the corner of this province of Balochistan, on the tip of this province, then here that river would be the River Dasht. And there are two other rivers joining the River Dasht. On the western side, the river that's on the western side would be Nihing, then towards the east would be Kech. So you have to learn the sequence like that: Nihing, Kech, Dasht, Nihing, Kech, Dasht, Hab, Purali, Hingol, Nihing, Kech, Dasht. If you learn it this way, it's going to be very simple for you, and I don't think you're going to make a mistake in identifying the rivers when they are asked in your exams. Now here are certain pictures, and these pictures are just to help you attach better to the topic that is under discussion. So this is River Hub. Okay, this is the River Hub and the bridge that goes across it, and this is the Dasht River. Okay, and then this is the picture. I don't know if it's clear or not. I don't think I'll be able to help you see it. It's the top one is the Kech River, then below it is the Zob River, and then you can see Hingol, which is on the other side. See, this is Hingol. Now let's talk about the drainage pattern of the rivers of Balochistan. Drainage pattern actually means the arrangement of the streams and the relationship between the streams of the rivers of that area. In very simple language, it would mean how the river systems flow in a particular area, and that is basically influenced by the geology of that area, meaning how is the slope, what is the texture of the land, etc. So here we see that Quetta is at the central position. Second point says that Zob, Kandar and Kolachi, they are the names of the rivers. They drain into the river Indus and they flow eastwards. Why are they flowing eastwards? Because why are they draining into the river Indus? Because they're flowing eastwards. When I show you the map, you'll be able to better understand this. Loralai, Chakar, Bolan, and Mula, they are again rivers. They are absorbed into the Kachi Sibi plain. And Hab, Purali, Hingol, Mashkal, they drain into the Arabian Sea. There are other smaller rivers that flow westwards and drain into the harmons or shallow depressions. Now, when we see the map, this will become a lot more easier. Yes, so here is the map. Okay, now this is the province of Balochistan right in front of you, and if you move towards the east, this is the province of Sindh. So somewhere here would be the River Indus. Okay, now let's move on to the north first. In the first point, we discussed that Kandar, Zoob, and these rivers, they flow eastwards and they join the River Indus. Because if they are flowing eastwards, which river would they be joining? Definitely the River Indus. So they join the River Indus, and then we talked about Bolan and Mula also. So Bolan and Mula are draining into this area which is called as the Kachi Sibi Plain. Then we talked about Purali, Hub, and Hingol, and all the other rivers that line the coast of Balochistan. So they fall into the Arabian Sea. Their final destination is this Arabian Sea. A number of other small rivers, they also move westwards, and they finally drain into the Arabian Sea. So you see, this has become. I hope it has become clear with this map. Okay, now to explain you what is a harmon. Okay, now what is a harmon? A harmon is basically, a temporary lake, but in local language, the temporary lake is known as a harmon. So you have to picturize, the province of Balochistan. In Balochistan, it rains very infrequently, and whenever it rains, what happens to the water? Four things can happen to that water. That water either gets collected in basins. Okay, and you know what shape a basin could be? Like a bowl sort of a structure. Okay, so it gets collected in basins. I'm not talking about small basins, but you have to, think about the land. How will the land form a basin? A kind of a depression. A basin would mean a form of a depression. So wherever there is depression, obviously the rainwater would go and fill that depression, or it would get soaked into the earth. If the earth is very dry, it would get soaked into the earth, or it might even get evaporated. Okay, because it's hot there, so most of the water gets evaporated, or it gathers in temporary lakes, or it would form temporary lakes. Okay, so these temporary lakes are called as harmons, and harmon is a word of their local language. Now, Harmon is a salt lake. So, Harmon is a temporary lake. It is also a salt lake. Now, why is it a salt lake? Because when the water of that temporary lake, we are calling it as temporary because that lake does not stay forever. The water in that lake evaporates. Now, when that water evaporates, a crusty layer of salt remains behind, and that layer of salt is actually called as a salt pan. Okay. Harmony Mashkal, you have to remember the name, is the largest temporary lake which is situated to the west of the Kharan Desert. Now, here itself, in the picture itself, it's very clear. You can see these white patches. They're all this white patch is salt. Okay, so when the water is evaporates, what remains behind is this salt. So with this, we come to the end of today's discussion. So just to summarize, the things that we discussed today, we discussed the rivers of Balochistan, the important rivers, the location of which you need to remember to mark on the map of Pakistan. When I say this, I mean that you'll be given rivers drawn on the map of Pakistan, and you'll have to identify which river has been asked. Then we also discussed the drainage pattern of the rivers of Balochistan. That is also an important thing. Then what is a harmon? This can come as a definition, and yeah, that's all. So it was not difficult at all, and with these pictures and all, I think this topic became a little livelier and interesting for all of you. If this video was helpful, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and share this video with your friends, because in that way maybe they might also benefit from it. Thank you so much for watching. Till my next video, I'm Ninda Umar signing off. Take care of yourselves and of your loved ones. Bye bye.